Thank you, Alexa. That's fine.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, stop.
Alexa, are you okay this morning?
My Tuesday's starting off terrific.
Tuesday's starting off terrific.
Oh,
No, I'm just so sleepy today. You have a light on us, all right? We did. We did. We did.
You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, if that's the way you want to be, kind of like those big old guns going off at nighttime and the ospreys flying over my head. It sounds like they're coming through the roof.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
last.
Good morning, our friends and followers out there. Welcome to another Throwaway Tuesday. Got some
Throwaway.
passing showers yesterday and apparently overnight. Not a lot of rain.
Yeah, we show a cluster coming up and going around us right now.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I'm not complaining.
It's good for what's left of my garden. I got the 1st zucchini, by the way, from those extra plants that you had
Very
yesterday. Got a
good.
really pretty one. Yeah, I didn't even know it was growing. It's one of them. It hides. Zucchinis are infamous for hiding.
Right.
Until then, all of a sudden, it's like 14 feet long or whatever.
Mine are blooming. I just haven't seen a zucchini yet.
Look closely. It may already be there, and you just don't know it.
No,
Another day or so,
but-
and this one
yeah.
would have too big.
True.
So.
True.
Still have some more stuff I got to plant for the second season that we're beginning to get into. Then we're going to try our hand at some wintertime greenhouse veggies. I
Okay.
always wanted to try that. You get tomatoes sometimes in the winter and spring and whatever. They call them hothouse tomatoes.
I am not eating any vegetables or fruits right now.
You mean that you buy from somewhere else?
I'm not eating anything. Oh, well, yeah, no, unless they come out of my garden.
Homegrown, I like.
Homegrown, but
yep.
anything store-bought, nope. Any restaurant, nope.
There's a lot of stuff, a lot of speculation and whatever out there.
That's
It's
right.
the same conspiracy we've had for years.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Still
And
have
what if they're going to put mask on the fruit or mask on the lettuce? I'm sorry, I just had to. Well,
I'm trying my best. It's tough to be me sometimes and not to be able to respond the way that Joy out there is thinking, oh my God, she's all right. Did you just hear her laugh? Did you hear her laugh?
Joy.
She's laughing right
Yeah,
now because she knows what I'm thinking.
Are we going to have to walk? Are we going to put all the veggies 5 feet apart in the store? There's just been, we'll talk about that later, but that whole COVID thing last week with Dr. Fauci, oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Anyway,
Are we going to go back and prosecute him or just beat him?
Well, he's got a full pardon. Biden pardoned him
I
before he
understand that,
left.
but we can still find
And
something to
so
persecute
over
him for.
I think it was 111 times. I were on the advice of
How much
counsel.
money
I
did he
refused to
make
answer
over this
because
deal?
they said
How much notoriety did he get? We couldn't even pronounce Fauci when his first thing came
according to
out.
that one congressman who said, well, I can't repeat what he said, but he's like, you made a lot of money.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
There's another story we heard about yesterday near the end of the show that we're going to revisit this morning.
yes. And I have a
And-
story to go along with that as
Okay.
soon as we finish our introductions that I interrupted.
It's an assault. Yesterday we talked about over the weekend.
Yes.
A vicious, starting as a road rage deal,
Right.
and I'm like, really? Really? Who is this guy? We're going to talk about that yet, and we're going to ask you guys
Right.
to be on the lookout for a certain car, and that when you see it, and we can do that because there are just not that many of these vehicles running around the streets of Jacksonville
Mhm.
anymore. Used to be very popular. It's not that popular now. Used to be a manly car. Everybody wanted one because it was a manly
I
car.
don't find anything exciting.
I never had that kind of a desire. I said, for one of those, I could buy 3 of what I've got, which would have been fine. So this assault, we're going to ask you for some help. So
Yes,
anyway,
yes.
back to where we sort of kind of, I don't know where we are. Good morning. I'm Ray from town. And we welcome you to live and local Real Talk. So what's up, girl?
Hey, good morning. I'm Lee Barrels, everyone. Good morning. On this, as Chris would say, terrific Tuesday. That's what our girlfriend
Tuesday.
Chris says.
Yeah, totally. Hey, Chris.
Throwaway Tuesday. I like that a lot better. I'm telling you, we need to go to 6 days a week. We just need to throw Tuesday out.
Oh, you want me working 6 days a week?
No. I
Oh,
think we should go to a 40-hour work week, 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. Most people put that in anyway,
Yeah,
whether
they
they're
do.
getting paid for it or not.
Yeah, that's kind of like the way things are.
Yes.
So I said, girl, what's up, girl? So you consider that racist or sexist, the word?
Not at all.
No.
I'm not a Me Too girl.
I know that a lot of people say boy is racist, right?
Yeah, I've heard
So
people.
why girl and boy? When you say girl or boy, they kind of go hand in hand, except they're 180 out, right?
All my female friends, I'm always, hey girl, what's up, girl?
So, how about all my male friends? So I say, hey boy, come here.
Now there's some that do get upset. I don't know, men are different. Yeah, they're different. Some don't like to be called boy.
Back in times long ago, boy was often used, oftentimes in a demeaning way. Not necessarily because that's what they start out, but that's the way it was. Boy, when they were talking to them, you were talking to them and not with them. And most of the time it referred to African American males of all ages.
Really?
Boy, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what you see it. You can see it on old historical movies or documentaries, whatever.
I never thought of it that way.
In my circles growing up, until I was older than a teenager, I was the boy.
Did your dad say, "Come here, boy"?
Yeah, pretty much. My uncle did.
Yeah,
Because
you knew you were in trouble.
I had a guy that I work with. He was the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And he owned Tideline Marine. And he had 3 boys. And his wife had 3 kids, 3 boys. And he didn't know which one to call when he got mad at him.
Right.
Damn it, boy, come here. So they all came running. That was it. Damn it, boy. One word.
Oh,
Damn it, boy.
right. So if a man came up to you and was talking to you and called you boy, you would take offense to that.
No, I don't. I didn't then.
Because we
like I
women,
said, even when I was a teenager, I wasn't a boy.
we women, we always say, "Hey, girl, what's up?"
I understand.
If we have one word for a woman that we do not like, it starts with B. That's the word we use. But saying, hey, girl, I mean, we're cool with it. You
Mhm.
know, I can't think of any woman that wouldn't be cool with
On
it.
construction jobs, when I worked at as a kid, in my grandfather's tobacco fields,
Mm-hmm.
I was the boy.
Yeah,
Hey, boy,
boy.
come here, boy.
Fetch that bucket. Fetch that bucket,
But
boy.
girl, I'm not remembering that so much as being so racist or demeaning.
Right.
And I guess it doesn't come across to you that way.
It never has. It never has. But I respect the
Females-
fact that some people do.
Females had all sorts of names that
Oh,
were
yeah, we did.
associated with them.
Mm-hmm.
Dames, of course.
Oh, dames. Not dames.
Not sure whether that was demeaning or not. It was, there was
Right.
nothing like a dame. Was a song featured in the Broadway hit
Maine.
South.
No, no, South Pacific.
South Pacific.
Hey, I thought it was a
There
Maine,
is
too.
nothing like a dame.
Oh,
There is
okay.
nothing like a dame.
Right.
Alexa, play the song There Is Nothing Like a Dame.
There is nothing like a dame. By Danny Burstein and South Pacific Ensemble, 2008, on Amazon Music.
Wow. Hey, guys.
Remember it now?
Light on the sand, we got light on the sea. We got mangoes and bananas you can pick right off the tree.
Not
we
really.
got volleyball and ping pong and a lot of dandy games. What ain't we got? We got games.
Yeah, Alexa, stop.
We ain't got
we ain't got
dames.
dames. There's nothing like a dame. It was.
I don't.
Weren't you in the high school production?
Yeah, but I was in Maine and I was in Oliver.
You weren't in South Pacific?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I just automatically went to Maine because Dame, I guess. Dame, Maine.
Yeah, okay. There's nothing like a dame. That
Right.
was a song. How about broad?
Yeah,
Commonly used by men of the last century.
right.
Okay, that was the thing. Like dame, it was used
Uh-huh.
for women in general, sometimes in a negative manner,
Right.
even in the military. Women were treated in demeaning ways, especially in the early days when women who entered the Marine Corps, even as officers, as has been written, they were not real Marines. Their duties were much different than their male counterparts in the early days. Of course, officially designated as WMs. What is that? What's it?
Women Marine.
Uh-huh. They carried the more than recognized slang of BAM. BAM. Ever heard of them called?
I've heard that used in the past.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody called that, but
You never have. You know what it stood for?
you'll have to.
Okay,
you'll have to
guys.
spell it
All right,
out.
guys.
BAM. Bam.
BAM. Come on, guys. Y'all know what it is.
Bam.
There are two different interpretations of those letters. One was kind of nicer than the other, but anyway, 910-333-0139. Anybody know? But girl, is it demeaning or degrading in any way? How about racist? As boy was often used as a racist term. I'd love to hear from you if you got something to say about it.
Yeah, I want to know about the BAM.
You want to know about the BAM?
I want to know about the BAM. I've heard it. I've heard historically, but I don't really remember what it stands for.
You don't?
No,
Seriously.
no, I don't.
And you were the son of a Marine, daughter of a Marine.
Well, there you go.
You were the girl of a Marine.
What's the daughter of? But my dad never used the word BAM.
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna look at it.
I guarantee you he did.
No,
Maybe
my
not
dad-
around you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. Oh, interjective is a loud. What? Oh no, that's not it. Slang used for dramatic effect and storytelling.
Uh-huh.
Acronym can stand for academic degrees. No.
What?
Yeah, no, I have yet to find it.
Okay, you're just not looking
I'll
right.
talk about it. I must not be looking right. Maybe it's B period, A period, M period.
Okay, enough trivial stuff. Still waiting for someone to call 910-333-0139 and tell me what the sum of those numbers is.
Oh, I had it. I finally redid it, and yeah, I got the number now.
There's
but-
two different ones.
Oh no, let's
That's
not do
how you
this.
interpret my question.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so the story we told you about yesterday
Yes.
as we were leaving the air, it involved the attack on a young woman right here in Jacksonville over the weekend, leaving her critically injured. She was making a DoorDash delivery off Gum Branch Road at 2 o'clock in the morning, which I think is just inappropriate for anyone to have to get out at that time of morning
I
to
agree.
make a living, to pick up hamburgers or whatever and drive them to your house. I just don't, you can wait till the next morning, call, whatever, find somebody sober in your group and have them go pick them up.
Right.
Okay. As is so often the case at red lights, the driver of a car in front of her was apparently paying no attention to the light that had turned green. Now, that is a pet peeve of mine. When I had to go up here and leave and go out to Country Club Road out to Western Boulevard,
Right.
because that's where we used to go to, right?
Right.
And I would get into the left lane to turn left,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd have one car in front of me. First of all, that is a fast moving light. It will go from green to red, and that was it.
Yes.
Okay, but if vehicles are moving, it won't turn red again. It won't. I've tried it. But you can be right behind one car in front of you who is on this stupid thing right here.
Give my stupid thing back.
Catch. It's a cell
Yes.
phone, a map. I don't know what he or she is doing at these things. I've seen some of the red light camera stuff, what they're doing, and it's just not nice. But they're delaying taking off.
Right.
And then you tap your horn and they take off, and by that time it's already red again.
That happened to me yesterday.
And they will run a red light, by the way, when you tap your horn. Because they say, oh, God, I should have gone. Well, you'll have a chance at the next red light. But she tapped her horn at this dude. So it went. She told deputies later that the vehicle drove away and she continued to her destination. After making the drop off, she was walking. She was out of her car walking to her vehicle when she saw the other car, a black Range Rover. It was stopped near her car, blocking her in. The driver of the Range Rover, armed with some sort of a stick weapon type device, approached her. And she asked if this was about her honking her horn to let him know that the light had turned green. He said, yeah. Then he started beating her repeatedly with his weapon, seriously injured her.
Yes.
With her phone somewhere on the ground as when he left, and her in this kind of condition. And I'm surprised that nobody in the house came out, but that's, I'm just surprised.
Yeah, I am too.
Lee, and our friend Drew, last year, year before last, when we were returning from the football game, that when we pick you up, and
Right.
the five of us had gone,
Yes.
and we get back to your house, you get out of the car.
And you always wait till I go in the house.
I
before you back out.
just thought it was common courtesy and a
I do that,
safety
yes,
reason.
yes.
And Drew made mention of it. He
Mhm.
says, that's the way we're supposed to.
That's
the way
right.
we grew up.
That's right.
That's what we were taught.
Right.
Well, nobody did anything for her. Nice looking young lady.
Yes.
She had little choice but to drive herself to the hospital.
I was amazed that
I was
that
amazed at a
woman
lot of stuff that she
had
did.
the strength to do that.
Now, some of y'all go,
That was
"People, what
amazing.
her?" I'm sorry. Deputies found her phone on the grass at
Yes.
that house later on.
Yes.
Her injury so severe, she was taken to the trauma unit in Wilmington, transferred there from Jacksonville. She reported that she had damage to her head, that she was in the ICU Saturday and Sunday, or Sunday and Monday, and that plates had been put in her head that was so severely damaged.
It's amazing
I
she got to
confirmed
the
those
hospital.
details.
Yes, you did.
With the Oslo Sheriff's Office yesterday.
Yes, you did.
I had to call because I'm being me. Y'all, some of you would have been not as skeptical as I am about these kinds of reports. Things were not adding up for me. First of all, I thought she was in her car when he attacked her. Well, you know, I got windows in it. No, you're not going to do that to me. I'll drive over you.
Right,
I'll run you down.
right.
But she was not in her car. She was unprotected, wide open, on somebody's lawn, walking to her car. It's confirmed.
Yes,
She's in ICU,
yes,
beaten severely,
yes.
surgery. Okay, there's a widespread alert. Every deputy, every police officer in the area, hopefully all of them, have an alert for this vehicle. It's a Range Rover. They're not that prevalent, common around this area as they once were. The victim, we're not going to reveal her name, said her assailant appeared to be a light-skinned, non-Caucasian male.
Right.
That could vary from, whoever. Latino, Asian, African American, whatever. All she can remember, light skin, could have been African American male. So,
I think the color of the Range Rover was black.
yes,
Yes. And she says she remembered that because of the emblem on the car. I guess that's where she was stopped behind them.
She recognized the
Right.
emblem and said it was a Range Rover.
Yes.
So
That's
here's where y'all
horrible.
come in.
Please.
If you know anyone who fits this description driving such a vehicle, a black Range Rover, please contact the Onslow Sheriff's Office.
Please.
Locating this guy is important. His next step could be, if it can be, more brutal than that. The sooner he's located, the better for him too. If you're not comfortable revealing your name, perhaps you just don't know anything except that Joe down the street drives a black Range Rover, and yeah, he kind of fits that description. It's okay to call, but if you don't want to reveal your name, you can always call Crime Stoppers of Onslow County. 910-938-3273.
That's right.
910-938-3273. 910-938-3273. I want a poster that I want to put up here with that number on it.
Yes, yes. And I had already put it on our page.
You will not be asked for your name or your telephone number. Crime Stoppers will give you a special code that you can use to check the status of the information you have supplied. Whether you want a reward or not, you can call, give them your special number, your code number, and ask what's going on with it, and they will give you everything that can be released. Once an arrest is made, you will also be eligible for a reward if you want it. Again, you will not be asked for your name. Using the code number you're given, you will be given instructions on how to collect any reward without revealing your name. When calling, please give as much detail about the person you suspect, their car's description, any name that you might have, any address, and the license plate number if you've got it or can get it. Don't go walking up behind it and writing it down, though. All right? This man does not need to be walking our streets.
I agree.
Does anybody not agree with that?
I agree.
This guy, he obviously has an issue. And for the rest of us out here, we need to recognize that he is just one of who knows how many road rage idiots that there are. They have a psychological problem.
Right. I think either it was yesterday early in the show or it might have been Friday. We were talking about road rage.
Yeah.
and talking about don't respond.
Yeah.
Don't
And then
respond.
this.
And then we get the message on this, and we read this yesterday morning. And we had, several questions because we were reading it raw.
Yeah.
But you called and got more information on it.
When
so-
anything comes across as supposedly facts
right.
from not a source of that kind of factual
Right.
information, I'm always not suspicious but skeptical. It's my nature. It should be your nature too, but
Right. I understand that.
In this case, it was legitimate call, legitimate description, legitimate everything. As far as anybody knows, that's what the sheriff's office has now.
Right.
They have no reason.
I will
believe
tell
there's
you by the
anything
end of
else.
the day, it was all over social media.
Well,
so
yeah.
hopefully people keep your eyes open. You see a black Range Rover that kind of fits the description
Don't
of the
do
driver
not
or whatever.
confront the
Do
driver.
not confront them. No. Mm-mm.
Do not do it, even if it's somebody you know.
Right.
Don't call them. Don't text them. Don't alert them.
Don't point
Don't
fingers
act
at them.
suspiciously. Just silently make a note of the number, plate
Yes.
number particularly,
Yes.
and anything else that you can get that you
Right.
know. All right.
Right.
And then you
And-
call 911. Or
Mhm.
call for. I want to give you two numbers: 910-455-3113. That's the non-emergency number at the sheriff's
Already
office,
had it on there.
but it's not recorded.
Mhm. Right.
910-455-3113. If you don't want to call them, call Crime Stoppers. All of this is on our Facebook page. 910-938-3273.
Right.
I would want him to know who I am. That's fine with me. I don't care.
Once again, ladies, and it could happen to a guy.
Yeah.
I would suggest carrying some mace in your pocket. I would suggest being aware of your surroundings. Always be aware of your
Head on a
surroundings.
swivel.
2:00 in the morning, and I understand why she honked the horn and said, "Hey, guy, your light's green, go."
I've done it.
We've all done
I
it.
don't sit
But-
by the horn.
Normally these days, I'll sit through 3 light changes before I honk the horn. Because people are just
After like this,
they're crazy.
After
They're crazy.
There are very few of them, but the problem is the very few, 1%. Let's just say it's
Right.
1 out of 100.
Mhm.
You want to do the math on 1% of 220,000
Right.
people that we have in this county alone? That's a lot of people who are nuts.
Right.
But it's not that many. It's not that high a percentage, by the way.
Yeah. And after weather, I'm going to tell you a story that happened to another DoorDash delivery young lady. And ladies, I'm telling you, you need protection on you when you're out in the morning.
You do.
And like this morning, 6:00 this morning, Rayford, ladies all by themselves out walking down the street.
DoorDash, let me make a recommendation to
scary.
you, DoorDash people,
Mm-hmm.
not the drivers,
Right.
but the people who own that franchise. Here's your new policy.
Cut off by a certain time.
No, it's fine. 2:00 in the morning, great. Have them come into your driveway, into the driveway where you are parked with your windows and doors locked. And they can come out of the house when they approach your car and say, "Hi, I'm Joe. I'm the one who called." And you'll have a name. It's Joe. Roll your window down, give them their crap, and go away.
Better yet, I think the best suggestion is eat before midnight and go to bed. I mean, 2:00 in the
they're not
morning.
going to do that. They're
I know,
people up
but-
all night.
Rayford, get in your car and go get your McDonald's.
Absolutely. If you're drunk, don't.
I know a lot of
Suffer.
people that depend on DoorDash for everything.
I know that.
Their food, anything they order.
Unless you're disabled.
I don't want a stranger delivering none.
I don't either. Unless you're disabled,
Yes.
you need to come out and pick it up at the curb. Curb service. Here I am. I got your. I've already.
I'm
We
not going out
got your
there.
money.
It's 2:00 in the morning. What if the DoorDash driver robs me or pulls a gun? Well, no.
The DoorDash guy knows. I mean, they've
If
already know who that is.
If it's 2:00 in the morning, I'm
All right.
making a peanut butter and jelly
Well, you
sandwich
can
and
go
going to
there.
bed.
All right, a little unsettled weather this first week of August, of course, especially when
Right.
it comes to the marine forecast for the small boats out there. It's generally thought that you should exercise a lot of caution, of course, especially as what starts out as a pretty calm waters day. It could break bad in short order. It changes anytime that a thunderstorm is in the area. There will be times of increased winds, and that results in rougher waters. So when you get out there, the further out you go, the harder it is for you to get back when the weather breaks bad, all right? So today, up to 20 nautical miles, small craft advisories will likely be the order of the day. From 20 to 60 nautical miles, we generally consider that small boats, those who should not be there in the first place, won't be in that kind of an environment. You should not be. Winds today out of the south at 10 to 15 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet, showers likely with a slight chance of, oh gosh, not back to yesterday, thunderstorms. Did I get it right?
Yes, you
Hot
did. You
day.
did excellent.
Further out, the forecast 20 to 60 nautical miles will likely be a little more challenging with seas up to 6 feet.
6 feet?
Yeah, tomorrow,
Ooh.
winds out of the
Taller
south, 10 to
than me.
15 knots, seas 3 to 4 feet, showers likely. There's a chance of the boomer things, mainly in the morning. Thursday, southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas around 3 feet, a chance of showers again.
Today, showers and possibly a thunderstorm. High near 81. Calm wind becoming southeast 5 to 7 miles per hour in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is at 80% today. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 74. Wednesday, a chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. We're at 50% so far. Partly sunny with a high near 87. And Thursday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 90. We have a lot of moisture coming up,
Yeah,
coming across.
we got stuff out there.
Well, stuff. And I will say real quick, sorry to interrupt, rip currents are really bad right now.
Yes, they are.
Yesterday was a red flag day. I'm trying to look see what the color is today. So.
And over the weekend, there had a father and son. There wasn't
Yes.
a little kid. The son was in his 20s, dad was in his 40s, and they were down at Holden Beach area, down in Brunswick County, one of the beaches
Yes,
there.
Holden Beach.
And they don't know, had not determined whether it was rip currents that got them into trouble or whatever. The wording on the story sucked. Somebody didn't know what they were talking
Oh,
about that I read,
yes.
but that is
Right.
not unusual.
Today, dangerous rip currents. The
Well, they
beaches
both died. They both drowned. That was
Yes,
the
they
story.
did. But right now, I just got the weather on the beach, the hazard statement. It says dangerous rip currents from Cape Hatteras to Surf City through through this evening.
Mm.
All right. So anyway, all right.
Okay, we talked a bit last week about cyclospora.
Cyclospora. Yes.
It's a disease caused by a microscopic parasite. And now we know it kills. 2 people in Michigan died over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the first 2 confirmed deaths linked to the outbreak. A lot of people are experiencing it as a gut problem.
Right.
Both had underlying ailments
Yes.
that may have contributed to their deaths. They were in weakened conditions. For whatever reason, state health officials in Michigan say they will not release any other details about the sickness or the deaths. Okay. One might think that those folks don't want to panic people. Too late. So what's worse? Knowing that people are dying from this strange health issue or being kept in the dark about it. Not knowing will no doubt cause people to even distrust the health folks again. And the government, given the COVID mess with Dr. Fauci, why would we trust these people with any information that they say they don't want to release to the public because we don't want to panic us? What we do know is that the parasite infects food that has come into contact with human feces, poop, most commonly when produce is irrigated or washed with contaminated water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you wash your lettuce or whatever with contaminated water before you sell it. I don't know. But, well, when ingested, it causes intestinal illness. Sometimes it has frequent and sometimes explosive bowel movements. Diarrhea, explosive diarrhea. This, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Federal health officials have identified lettuce from Mexico served at Taco Bell, 5 different states, as a source of the widespread outbreak. That doesn't mean all the Taco Bells or all of the drive-thrus. It doesn't mean that the salad bars. It doesn't mean it doesn't. We don't know what it doesn't mean.
Well, I will tell you, on a normal day, Taco Bell makes my stomach rumble. I just can't deal with a lot of Mexican food.
Okay, well, that's
Right.
probably okay for you.
Yes, I don't need it.
Overall, cyclospora cases have set a U.S. record. Since May the 1st, the CDC has received reports of more than 4,100 confirmed cases and is investigating more than 7,400 other likely cases in 41 states. I'm trying to figure out why this is the biggest problem in this country. 4,100. Even if you add the possible 7,400, you're dealing with less than 12,000, right?
Right.
12,000
You're making me
out of how many people in this country? 300 plus million. So what are the odds of this happening to you? Because you've already said you aren't going to get any lettuce. The odds of 12,000 divided by 3 billion, how many? 300 million people is nothing. It's fewer than nothing percentage-wise.
True, but Rayford, safest way right now is just to eat donuts. Forget the veggies. Forget the fruits. Forget all the healthy food. Eat donuts.
You were around cops way too long.
Donuts. Donuts don't have parasites. Donuts. Eat the donuts. I'm telling you, I go to the grocery store all the time because there was a recall.
Grocery store is Krispy Kreme.
There was a recall on some fruits at Publix.
Yeah.
For this, and I'm telling you, donuts are anything like that. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about it.
Those federal health guys at the CDC say that
Yeah, whatever.
other brands, other restaurants, other retailers, and other distribution channels other than Mexico and Taco Bell could be tied to the outbreak as the investigation continues.
Right.
Do y'all not remember? This is the case. This is the real story,
Mm-hmm.
as reported by me
Right.
and no one else at this point in time.
Okay.
This stuff is a delayed reaction. It was introduced into our environment 2 years ago. When those balloons from China flew across the country, this was sprayed on our plants.
No, Rayford, it's the chemtrails.
It was sprayed on the plants, and this is the result. We got explosive diarrhea.
It's the chemtrails from the jets. Don't you know?
Mine makes as much sense as anything else. Good God.
Well, it's the chemtrails. People, they see a jet fly over and you've got a trail left and they're like, oh my God, they're spraying us with poison. Well, this goes back, really, Rayford, it's continuously always something that is breaking out somewhere and it's spread. And
Stupidity
that's like,
is the biggest problem we've got.
let's go back to COVID just for a minute here.
I don't even remember that.
Do you know for a fact
Yes.
how COVID came to the United States?
Yes.
Do you know for a fact where it originated
I
from?
know what flight it came on, and I know where it came
Do
from.
you know for a fact that it was detrimental to the health of us? Do you know for a fact that the vaccines that they were given out worked? Do you know for a fact that the vaccines caused the death of many people? These are all the questions that we still have and we will forever have because
I just don't know.
we don't know. And I can guarantee you can, like 6 months from now, President Trump, I'm posting all the pertinent information, the truth about COVID, and it'll be on whitehouse.gov. Yeah, heavily redacted. We'll never know. I don't believe we'll never, ever know.
I already know, but you don't listen.
But the thing about it is, we're here today. Did it
You
really,
listen to
really?
Fauci. Everybody listened to Fauci.
I'm not saying, I'm saying that I did, for me, the responsible thing. I stayed away from people. I stayed away from, well, I can't say I stayed away from all big events because I was very involved at that time. But, you know, they said wear a mask. Okay, I wore a mask. Am I alive today? Yes. Would COVID, had I gotten COVID by not wearing a mask? I don't know.
I got COVID.
But you know what? They recommended it at the time. I said, yeah, big deal, whatever. I'd put one on and go to the grocery store and come home and take it off. I mean,
I had to get some oxygen when I took it off. I had hard to breathe.
yeah, those things, especially if you have bad breath too. Oh, you breathe in that.
Everybody
I
does.
need a mint. But I'm saying we got through it. And I still today read a lot of comments on social media saying it just really downing the people, making fun of the people and saying ugly things about people who did follow what was recommended by the CDC, by Dr. Fauci, by whoever, about wearing masks, staying 5 feet apart, taking the vaccine. Nobody knew what was going on at the time. We're being told, take a vaccine. If you're older, if you have health issues. I know I have a couple friends that died from it. They didn't take the vaccine, but they died from it. And it was horrible. And will we ever, ever, ever know? But you know, nowadays, it's just, I know people have their opinions, but please, if you think that wearing a mask or getting a vaccine was wrong, that's your opinion. But quit going after the people who did. Why? What's the purpose? What's the purpose? Tom said it started in UNC Chapel Hill. Tom.
That's possible.
You know, and the same thing with this exploding diarrhea. Remember, we brought it up like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and I didn't want to talk about it at first because I found it was kind of
gross
and personal, but then I finally brought it up and you were like, exploding what? But you know, we'll get through it, we'll get by it, and eventually maybe they'll find the source of it, and then we'll move on, and 3 months from now it'll be something else, something else. There's a lot of people that live in this world, a lot of farmers, a lot of everything. So, and we have the chemtrails. Kills me about the chemtrails.
What?
I don't get it. I don't get it. But there's people who actually believe that, which that's their right to believe it. I don't.
I
but,
believe
you
it
know,
because those chemtrails are the one. That's what caused the dinosaurs to be extinct. It killed all the dinosaurs. Those chemtrails. All right, let's talk about yesterday. You went down to a place called the Onslow County Commissioners' Chambers.
I went, excuse me, to the Onslow County Commissioners meeting yesterday. Yes, you said chambers, I said meeting. I went there yesterday. A Major Capers was being honored by the county. The commissioners, the county did a fantastic job on their proclamation for Major Capers. And it was really cool because after they did the prayer and they did the Pledge of Allegiance, they went ahead and, they did the motion to accept the agenda, and then they went right into the Major Capers proclamation. And it was so cool because as he was coming through the door, somebody yells, "Attention on deck." And of course, everybody stood up. Our commissioners that are former servicemen, retired, they were all in salute mode. And I tell you, you know me, I cry. I'm going to cry now talking about it. But let me tell you what.
You're going to cry.
No, I mean, the respect that was shown this man was just fantastic. And they brought him up, and his Frank Roberts, who goes with him everywhere, and then a couple Marines from the Montford Point Marine, they were able to get him up, and they walked him over. Well, Tim read the proclamation.
Commission Chairman Tim Foster.
Yes, and he announced that August 25th is Major Capers Day here in Onslow
Why did
County.
they pick that day?
It's his birthday.
Oh,
It's his
he's going to
birthday.
be 89?
In fact, I'm going to the party. He's going to be 84. 84. Yeah. So anyway, they also presented him with an Onslow County flag that flew over the government building. They had that encased in a flag case. They presented him the proclamation. And I will tell you, looking up there at all the commissioners, you could tell they were all ready to tear up. They were tearing up. It was making me tear up right now just talking about it. But they were tearing up. And I was like, I couldn't look at them. I was like, because I was about to cry. But kudos to the county of Onslow for the proclamation. They did a fantastic job. And as Major Capers was leaving the room, of course, he was back in his wheelchair. And before they wheeled him out, before he got to the front row, he yells, "Hoorah!" And then somebody yells, "Attention on deck." And so it was really, really nice. So Onslow County did a fantastic job. I will say that after Major Capers, they did award a lot of the employees with awards for leadership, for their job.
That's something to do
And
every
stuff.
year. That's good.
And I thought that was really cool. And then they talked about a few other things. And then we went into commissioner comments, which here's something I want to talk about. Here's something I want to talk about.
Well, why don't you do that now?
I'm going to
Because
do
when I
it.
get on a tirade this morning, I may run till down the clock.
I know. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. I posted this on our page a couple months ago, but nobody read it evidently. But I will tell you real quick: the city of Jacksonville is holding a special ceremony today at 4:30, City Hall for Major Capers also. So well deserved. And then Saturday night he has another ceremony. So
That boy's going to be too busy.
I know he's so
They're going to wear
busy.
him out.
Anyway, one of the commissioners brought it up at the meeting yesterday during comments, talking about flock cameras. Okay, there's been so much on media, on social media around here
Negativity.
about flock cameras. We do not have flock cameras.
We should.
What we have right now is what we call the intelligent transportation system, because when I started seeing this media buzz about flock cameras, and they were in the city, and I pass one every day, I called city council and I said, "What are these cameras?" And this is what they told me, and it's on the city of Jacksonville's page, and I'll put the link on here for everybody to read. The city of Jacksonville's intelligent transportation system purpose is to provide citizens with the most efficient traffic flow on the city's busiest corridors. We accomplish this through a combination of cameras, traffic control software, Bluetooth traffic, monitoring devices, dynamic message boards, and over 40 miles of fiber optic cable to connect it all together. Emergency vehicle preemption is an additional benefit of the system. This capability allows for large emergency vehicles to be given priority at traffic signals, reducing response times. The system is maintained through a partnership between the City of Jacksonville and the North Carolina Department of Transportation.
This is not new.
This is not new.
It's relatively new for Onslow County, Jacksonville. This was going on in the 80s, as I recall, in Wilmington.
Right.
It was something, and they had a separate. Red light cameras are a different thing
Right.
than these control devices.
Right.
red light cameras send you a little ticket. It says, greetings, send us some money because you screwed up running a red light.
Right.
Those, I think, in a lot of places have been removed. I was always opposed to it because it was a private company doing it, and it was for profit, the profit of the private company.
I will tell you the one that's near me that I pass every day is between the fire department and the school.
Is that a red light camera?
It is an intelligent transportation camera.
Okay, that's different. So what
Right,
I'm
right.
talking about is an enforcement tool.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
So,
those, but yeah.
those are different
Mhm.
than these other cameras, than what you're talking about. The flock cameras are a real, honest to goodness, law enforcement tool. They're looking at plate read. They're looking, part of it's going to be trying to, every car that goes by, if they have flagged a license plate, if they've got your license plate in their flag, they put it out there to their computers,
Right.
and it goes by any location. There's one of these
Right, right.
cameras. It
Yeah,
goes ding, 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 and lets you know about it, where it was, and then you can go from there.
They photograph the rear of passing vehicles, capturing license plates and other distinguishing features such as make, model, color, bumper stickers, dents, and temporary. Now, let me ask you this.
That's not what we have.
No, it's
But
not
should-
what we
but
have.
What we should have, in my opinion.
It's not what we have, but people in the area are saying they're flock cameras. They are not flock cameras. But anyway, I want to ask you this. In your opinion, had we had flock cameras up at the intersection of Gum Branch and Western Boulevard, do you think that law enforcement might have been able to pull some data off on the black Range Rover?
Yes.
See, and people want to say, well, they're infringing on our rights.
No.
People see your license plate every single day. Every single day.
They do nothing more than what an officer can do if he happens to be there.
That's right.
Would you like to add 50 police officers to the payroll in Jacksonville?
Well, right,
Just to
right.
sit at intersections and make notes of police officers have been doing the same thing since cars were invented. They have daily briefings when they come on shift,
Right.
and there is what they used to call a hot sheet list
Right.
of stolen tags,
Mhm.
stolen cars, stolen this, cars that are wanted, and they would just carry them around in their cars. They look at them, and cops would look at it, and they would refer to it from time to time. And okay, now let me, and then they would pick out somebody that's really on the hot sheet. In this case, a black Range Rover. That's going to be at the top of the hot sheet list.
Right. Exactly.
Anybody wanted for murder, anybody wanted this current, they will be on the lookout for those kinds of people.
Well, the flock promotes crime prevention, but critics highlight the privacy risk.
There is no privacy. risk.
I'm one of those that I'm out there in the public. I'm driving. I have a visible license plate. I don't understand why. I mean, people see you every day.
Yeah.
And there's people who are always taking pictures of vehicles that ran a light or something. They're putting it on social media with a daggone picture and everything of their license plate. I mean,
Now, these other cameras, again, that we have here in this area, they're co-sponsored by the Department of Transportation,
Right.
North Carolina. Generally, they pay for them, or much of them.
Yes, that's what they say.
And then they and then they are operated. They are manned, probably not 24 hours a day. Manned by people in the city's traffic engineering department, generally speaking. And then they can look at them. Now, they probably have access to those cameras in the 911 center, dispatch center. I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope they do. Why? Because anytime that when they get a call 911, what's your emergency? It's at the intersection of Western and Country Club, and there's a 12-car pileup here. People are lying around all over the street. If they have the ability to pick a camera at that location, whoever's taking that call, 911 call, and pops it up there and he finds a fender bender, it's a different story on what he or she rolls.
Well, you've been in the 911 center,
Yes.
so have I. And when you go in there, the one at the EOC on Commons Boulevard, you go into the 911 room, there are TVs all the way around the ceiling,
Yep.
all the way around the whole room.
Yep.
They are, and they're
Including weather
watching.
radar.
they're watching intersections.
Yes.
They have the ability, if there was a pileup at Western in 17, they have the ability to see that right away and go ahead and start dispatching aid to that.
Yep.
That's been there for a long time.
So
We have cameras that monitor
there's nothing
this.
really new here, people, and
That's
there is no
nothing new.
invasion of
Yeah.
your privacy.
No.
No, they're
So
not
many
spying,
people-
they're not spying in your home.
And I'm surprised there's a lot of former law enforcement officers that I see comment on social media that are strictly against the flock camera. And I'm like, why would you be against it?
I don't know
I don't
why.
know.
I'm sure that they've got their reasons.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure.
it's fine.
And I respect the other side.
I do too. Sometimes, and I do not know this, but there will be people, just like there are people right now. And I had to go to that place yesterday because I had to get some supplies that they've got it cheaper,
Right.
canned clams.
Yeah. Yes.
And I went there yesterday and I got my stuff.
Very good.
Not a big
Did
deal.
you get gas while you were there?
No, at
'Cause you
Walmart.
Oh, no. I thought you were
That's
talking about
what-
the other store.
No, that's
The
what
one behind it.
No, I didn't get over there. I didn't go over there. I had one destination. I went over there, got it. And you know, when you buy a carton of cream and stuff like that, you don't go walking around, driving around the city looking for other stuff.
No, I don't. I know people who do.
Y'all are dumb. But anyway, that's what I did yesterday. And so I got my stuff, but I know that when I get inside that store, there are cameras everywhere.
Yes, there are.
Okay,
There's
got
cameras
There
everywhere.
are cameras outside in the parking lot.
We have cameras on our street. Everybody's got a
Do you
doorbell
have any
camera.
idea how many people get caught?
Mhm.
Let's talk about the KISS camera at the ball games.
Oh, let's
Yeah, how many divorces have there been?
Well,
I
there's
don't know.
been one CEO that got caught big time, didn't
Yeah, but if you're in a store and you're shoplifting, you're fair game. Here's what some people in the stores that have those automated machines where you go check yourself out,
he? You're on camera.
which I did yesterday.
I'm proud of you.
Well, I do it a lot, but I did it yesterday, but I didn't. I would have had to walk to the other end of that whole row of cash register to find somebody with an air-breathing person there. The rest of them, you know what they were doing yesterday? They were cleaning the counters where I was taking my stuff.
Did you have your blue vest on?
No, they were cleaning everything there, but they were bored because they
Yeah.
had nothing else to do. And I'm sure they were told to make sure the counters are clean. Those counters are going that have to be replaced.
Usually they stand right there and stare at you while you're checking
Well,
out.
not at me. They were, but anyway, so I got my stuff and I left. But those are they taking the place of people? Are they? Does each one of those automated self-checkout counters? How many people are removed from the staff at Walmart? How much unemployment are they responsible for?
Well, I think you see more people going from full-time to part-time now.
Yes, well,
That's how they save their money.
Basically, unemployment.
Right.
They,
Mhm.
part-time is under 32 hours.
Right, and you don't have to pay
And
benefits.
you don't have to pay any benefits, including vacations, health insurance,
Right.
yada, yada, yada. But, so I see what they're doing.
Right.
But then I'm looking at if any officers are out there, former officers, is thinking this is going to take away jobs. No, it's not.
Not in law enforcement. Well,
Because those cameras are going to find crimes that have occurred. They're actually probably going to have to require more cops to work it.
Rayford, you know, over the last
That's
couple
my
of
take
years,
anyway.
this is my take too. People have been complaining about, and they said that all law enforcement officers should have body cams.
Yeah, well, they probably should,
Well,
but I hate them.
Well, you have body cams, you have cameras on the patrol cars.
Got cameras in the back seat.
Well, that's a camera up in the air
You got,
on a
you
pole.
got cameras in the DWI room when you go run the breathalyzer. You got
Right.
cameras all through the law enforcement offices. You've got cameras everywhere but the bathroom, and that's next.
Well, I hope not. I mean, they're not going to get excited when I go in there, but because as you get older, it's nothing to look at.
They might get excited if that disease comes around.
We have a cleanup on aisle 3.
Aisle 3, 4, and 7.
But I've heard so much discussion about flock cameras. Number one, we do not have flock cameras here.
Yet, I hope we get them.
And we may, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I look at them. We have cameras on our houses.
Yep.
We have, and anybody on the street can give you a video. So you're being videoed when you're out mowing the yard.
Yep.
You have cameras in the grocery stores. You have cameras at the registers. Yep. You have cameras in most every single business. You have cameras that are mounted on poles at big intersections.
Let's do this. Do you remember,
cameras at schools.
Do you remember something called floor walkers?
No.
Okay. At the big stores, the department stores,
Okay.
they had people, employees.
Yes.
They worked for the security department, or they were just they were assigned to work 2 hours, 4 hours a day or something. Just kind of, they call them floor walkers because they walk the floor, acting as a customer,
Right.
looking like they were a customer, looking at products,
Mystery shopper.
standing near people that they were suspicious of, and they would see them. And you know how many people got caught shoplifting because of floor walkers? A bunch.
Well, I remember Belks used to have
Belks had them.
upstairs somebody watching you all the time. I think
they still do it. Or last time,
right? Somebody used to work that all the time.
They've had a lot of former officers.
Yes.
They have part-time officers working part-time.
That's right.
They've had people doing this kind of stuff for years,
Right.
decades.
When I go out this store, I will be on camera.
Now,
As I drive through the neighborhood, I'll be on a lot of cameras, people's houses.
Before you get to your car, you've got 1, 2, 3 before you can get out the driveway.
Right. And that's like pulling into my house, my driveway. I have cameras on the house. I have them on the door. They're videotaping. They're videotaping what's happening across the street.
For you idiots out there, because they did let me go into where the 911, not 911, but where the red light cameras were one time.
Right.
The company that came through, they were demonstrating stuff.
that?
And as a joke, not as a joke, but as this is what we can really capture on some of those things. If you're going to be doing things inside your car with another person or yourself that you don't want the world to see,
Keep on talking.
do not run the red light.
Go to a hotel.
The red light cameras don't trigger unless you run the red light. And then they record. I have seen things. I've seen what they recorded. It is X-rated. Just put it that way. It is X-rated. Some of that stuff that happens when you run a red light, they capture your X-rated motions because those cameras are up a little bit higher and they're able to penetrate windshields and stuff. And they're infrared if it's nighttime. They're going to get you. And to watch what they get, it was interesting. They need to publish a book and just redact the eyes.
Well, Rayford, do you know how many vehicles may be pulling up behind you that have a dash camera?
A lot.
There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And people want to get upset because law enforcement is a tool for law enforcement on these flock cameras. Yeah. And I say, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, why are you even worried about it? But here's another story about a DoorDasher.
Yeah.
And this just happened recently in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, it started out as a typical DoorDash delivery, but as the mother worked, she brought her child along in the back seat.
That's awful.
The mother hopped out for a second to drop off her order. She left the car running. This was last Tuesday night. Police said 2 suspects, a man and a woman in their mid-20s or 30s, hopped in and took off. They quickly dumped the car with the baby safe inside on another street. They realized they had a baby in the car.
Yeah, that becomes a serious offense now.
Yes.
Kidnapping.
Well, this woman said that it was in a pinch. She had to bring her child along in the car, but she said she's careful when she's on those food runs where you weren't too careful on that one. But you know how they were able to track down the...
electronic surveillance devices in the car.
Yes, and cameras. cameras. But the baby was fine. But I'm going to tell you the original story I read. I don't know who
Scary,
wrote
isn't
it, but it said the baby was not able to get out of the car seat and flee. And I'm like, it's a baby. Who wrote
It's
this?
a baby and in a car seat. They're strapped in, people.
But DoorDash delivery has become, you need to be really super careful. And it's,
Yeah.
and I would not leave the car running and,
No, absolutely not. Okay, there are people. Let me just, while we're on that little thing here, I knew her because I had to fire her from working here when I found out her criminal history.
That would be a reason.
Yeah, and then, but one of the charges that she had, and this happened a lot because I used to look at all the police reports. Well, I did here, but it wasn't a thing then. At the gas pump, a woman's filling up her car with gasoline, but she has to go inside to pay.
Uh-oh.
She left not only her keys in the car, but the car was running, which you're not supposed to fill up your car when the car's running anyway. She left her keys in there, car's running, and this other woman just doesn't get into the car to drive away. She just reaches in and takes the woman's purse. The woman had just taken her credit card out. She left her everything else in there except her credit card. Take her credit card out, left her purse on the seat, and the other woman, my woman, reaches in, opens the door, reaches in, grabs the whole bag, and takes off. Of course, they call her. So that was just one of the cases where she got no. It happens all the time. Women, when you're shopping, don't carry a big purse inside. If you're going to be driving from aisle to aisle with your shopping cart, and leave your purse inside it. I see them hanging on the handles. I see them in the little child seat. I see purses in there all the time, open.
Oh, yes.
All you got to do, I have been so tempted just to walk by, but I always, when I see them, I said, when the woman comes back, I'll pause and wait there. I said, ma'am, it's a good thing I'm honest because I would have taken your purse. What? I said, yeah. Well, she looked at me. They all look at me like sideways and then take off.
Yeah, I would too.
Well, they should. But
No, I mean,
I'm just telling you,
it's a
you
good
do
point.
it all the time, ladies. I see it happen.
I have seen mothers with babies
Leave them in the car.
in the cart and walk away and to go around the end of an aisle to pick up something. I'm like,
out of sight, out of mind.
I mean,
If there are people, and there are people with intent, if there are people with intent in there at that time, you provided them the opportunity. Motive.
right.
Go.
I do want to say that
Okay.
on the flock cameras last year, over 10,000 people that were missing were located. This was just last year.
Uh-huh.
But my opinion is throw out whatever you want to. I don't care because there's cameras everywhere, and I don't care. I go to the grocery. I know there's cameras everywhere, but you know what? I also know that if somebody comes after me, some cameras got it.
Officers have been across the country. More and more of them are now saying, I am recording you. I have a camera and I'm
Right.
recording you. They got some complaints about invasion of privacy, not knowing they were being recorded. So
If those people only knew how many cameras are we every day taking pictures or it's
Yeah.
just my gosh.
yesterday we left thinking that President Trump
Oh, here we
and
go.
a group of leaders from other nations had backed off of a plan that Trump said would have had serious impacts on the future existence of Iran's government. Yep, we're going to blow them suckers off the map.
Okay.
Not sure what the maybe plan was all about, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to know, and neither were you. What I do seem to know, I seem to know simply because, like you, we really don't have any more information than, one, the media shares with us from sources that, in all likelihood, are what are known as propaganda specialists. The media gets their information from public information officers, and sometimes, not all the time, those public information officers are propaganda specialists. They put out information that will help them. whether it's cops or whether it's city council, county commission. They put out stuff that is beneficial to them, right?
Right.
Yes. And the information that we get, sometimes through the media, comes from 535 members of the U.S. Congress who get their information from that same media. It's a circle. I'm trying to think of a polite word. It's a circle situation. The media gets their information from Congress, for instance, and those congressmen get their information from the media. That's a circle. All you got to do is introduce one little lie into it, and look what you got.
Yep.
The Congress, those 535, also get their information from a handful of insiders in the government hierarchy that have, I'm guessing, perhaps 25% more real details than the media has. They're not any smarter in most cases. Those details, loose lips sink ships, read it World War II, those details are kept quiet for a reason. There are folks from Congress that have real information, but they're no more likely to surrender it as an individual than special operatives in the Central Intelligence Agency. That's good. Should they keep it as a secret from us? Absolutely. But Congress does need to have, some members of Congress do need to have some information, enough to at least be able to take back and share when it can be released. It's not that the president and the cabinet cannot trust members of Congress. Well, maybe it is. It's just that certain members of Congress are as infected with the Trump derangement syndrome as other members of our society.
Right.
I've made no bones about it. He's not the best man for this job. But he was and remains the best man or woman for the job that the American voters hired. Giving up plans on how to deal with his country's enemy at such a crucial time removes all possibility of negotiating or sneaking in from a position of strength. If we have a position of strength and they know that we're going to blow them up unless they comply, it's not a whole lot of difference between some dude with a gun standing there aiming it at a police officer and the police officer saying, "You're going to die if you don't give that gun up." There's not a whole lot of difference in it. If we as a nation can say to Taiwan, "We are going to eliminate you unless you comply,"
Right.
what's the difference? None. Zero. Zilch. It's really difficult to negotiate with every move you intend to make when it's telegraphed to the enemy. We've done that. We made that mistake. George W. Bush made that mistake. Others have made that mistake. No, we don't tell them what we can do.
I sent it to you.
Thank you. We don't tell them what we can do.
Right.
Let me put it to you. I wouldn't even buy a used car from a dealer or an individual if I'm expected to tell that dealer or that individual trying to sell me his car just how badly I want the car and that I have a certain amount of money that I'm willing to spend.
Yeah.
If you want to negotiate that way, good for you. You're a dummy.
Dummy. Yeah.
Once we're through a crisis that, regardless of who or anyone wants to blame for it, has as much potential for a world war as any of us living today has ever seen, then maybe we can address politics and scandals and misdeeds and whatever the aging president that we currently have should be brought up and prosecuted on charges that would satisfy those with TDS. Well, I criticized the media, particularly Fox News, and particularly those on the extreme right, those out there that are just like in la la land, We've seen them. I got a neighbor down the street that's one. Remember?
Right.
They're in crazy. They don't care. They will defend anybody just because it's him or her. Then there are those who will condemn anybody for anything because they look for it constantly. Fox News did that for Joe Biden. Every time he stumped his toe, anytime he had a senior moment, every time he got to the podium and lost his place, every time he left the podium going the wrong way, it made major news on Fox News. Right?
Right.
That's the way it was. It probably still is that way. I just don't look at all that stuff as critically as I did then because I have other resources. The same is being done with Donald Trump. Doesn't matter what he does. They're going to be the naysayers, those with the TDS, that are going to find anything to scream and holler about. Oh, God, he needs to go to prison. He needs to be impeached. Remember the big I word? We had members of Congress using that one for 4 long years.
Yes, yes.
4 long, miserable years.
There's so much I could say.
Every person, every driver who runs 2 miles per hour over the posted speed limit on I-40 can legally be given a ticket when caught. Every highway patrolman who clocks somebody with a certified radar at 2 miles per hour over the speed limit, they're guilty of a crime. Do you know that? They are guilty.
If the law says 45, you do 46.
Every time they get on the road and break the law, and break law after law after law, every day that they're traveling, that by all rights, they should be subjected to the cost of court. Every time, $180 for every time they get caught, plus whatever the fine the judge sees fit to invoke. At some point in time, when those people who run 85 and a 65 fail to stop for the cops, causing them to be subject to being chased and subject to hurting the people in the car or killing the people in their own car, maybe even those without licenses and expired tags and no insurance. If they can be removed from the highways, then we can work on those who speed 2 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. In the meantime, the highway patrol is going to go after the bad people.
Right.
When you're running 85 and a 65, they're going to get you. They're going to go after you. When you're running 2 miles an hour over, they're not going to go after you. It takes the same amount of time when they pull you over running 2 miles per hour over the posted speed limit to process you alongside the road as it takes to do one who's running 85 and a 65.
Right.
So he's tied up. As a former police chief in Holly Ridge told his officers when he came on board when Holly Ridge was listed as a speed trap back in the day, remember that?
Oh, yes, I remember
45
that.
mile per hour speed zone and people going through there at 55.
Yes.
He told them every time you stop somebody doing that, while you're writing that ticket, you're going to have 5 people to run 65 going through or passing you as you're writing the ticket.
Oh, I remember.
So he changed their policy quickly.
Yes, 55 right before you get to the city limit. It goes to 45, and then it stays 45 until you get a little ways out of the city limit back on 17.
Either way, yeah.
Coming either way, you better slow
law.
down.
Yep.
I do want to congratulate and announce we got a media release from the Chamber of Commerce that the Onslow Memorial Hospital's president and CEO, Penny Burlingame Dill,
She's a nice lady.
yes, has been awarded the 2025 Marine Chevrolet Jacksonville Onslow Woman of the Year by the Jacksonville Onslow Chamber of Commerce.
Good.
So
Good for her.
congratulations to Penny.
Does she get a car?
I don't know. I don't think so. The
Oh,
Golden Eagle Man of the Year was awarded to Ricky Moretti. I believe he's at Jones Onslow now, the
I think so.
head guy there. And the 2025 Coastal Carolina Community Jacksonville Onslow Civic Honoree was Reverend Joel Churchwell.
Oh, yeah.
He does a lot for the
He does.
community. Yes.
He's a community guy.
Yes, he is. The 2025 Jacksonville Onslow Ambassador of the Year, Everett Dula. So congratulations to all the winners, and congratulations to Dr.
Is
Penny.
Mr. Dula, is he the Marine that I think he is? Sergeant Major?
Let me see
We
if
need to
it
check
goes
that out.
into
I've never known
that.
his first name.
Because everything on the media release here is about Dr. Penny. And let me see if I can look him up and see what.
Yeah, take a look. See, in the meantime, we're going to do a little bit of weather while you're doing that.
Yes.
A little bit of weather. Whether you like it or not, we're going to do weather offshore today. The marine forecast out to 20 nautical miles. There's small craft advisories. They will likely be the order of the day. The small craft advisories, because you guys with small boats, don't go out there. Beyond 20 miles, out to 16 nautical miles, is generally understood that little boats, their operators have enough sense not to go. Got it? Today, out to 60 nautical miles, all the way out there, winds out of the south 10 to 15 with seas 4 to 5. The further out you go, the bigger the seas are going to be, up to 6 feet or more. So showers likely, a slight chance of thunderstorms. Further out, those seas are going to be a little more challenging, up to 6 feet, maybe perhaps a little bit more today. Wind driven. Wednesday, tomorrow, southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 4, showers likely, a chance of thunderstorms, mainly in the morning. Thursday, southerly winds again 10 to 15, seas around 3 feet. Wednesday and Thursday looking okay to go out. Just be careful. And if you're allergic to rain, don't go. If you're allergic to thunderstorms, put your antennas down. If you got boats with antennas and outriggers and stuff,
Right.
they're called lightning rods. So there's a chance of showers and 3-foot seas on Thursday.
Today, showers and possibly a thunderstorm, high near 81. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high near 74. Wednesday, a chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 87. And Thursday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 90.
Outgoing North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis, he's the one who has decided not to run, seek a third term. And he's on his way out. He's got in his last few months. Along with Senator John Cornyn from Texas, they're happy with what they're citing as a victory over the Department of Justice and the White House, specifically Donald Trump. Justice has issued a formal order terminating the anti-weaponization fund. In addition, the Justice Department said that any agreements involving the president for the audit settlement will now be limited to the plaintiffs and cannot go beyond the defendants in the lawsuit, the IRS, and the Treasury. Both Senators Tillis and Cornyn, in a joint statement, said they now look forward to voting to support Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. That's Trump's nominee for AG, and to get his name to the floor for a vote. Okay. We know Tillis we know more about because he's from North Carolina,
Right.
and he chose not to run. Cornyn lost. So they're both out as of January.
Right. Bye-bye.
They were refusing to support a nominee, the acting attorney general,
Todd Blanche was
Todd
it?
Blanche.
Yes. Okay.
They've been refusing to support him, though he is Trump's nominee for the full-time position, the AG. Okay. If you do this, we're not going to support this guy.
Right.
Okay. So, but if you take all of that away, we'll support him.
It's the game of politics. It's just all a game.
Or
to get what you
blackmail.
want. Yeah, to get what you want.
Or blackmail.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
I'm just saying.
we'll talk some North Carolina politics.
Mhm.
You know, we've got Chuck Edwards running in the 11th district for U.S. House.
I don't know Chucky, and I don't know where the level of the district is.
You know, he was the one that came in and took Madison Cawthorn's place after Madison made a fool out of himself.
Yeah.
And as Steve Collin kind of figured it would be.
Mhm.
But Chuck Edwards is under possible censure right now with the U.S. House for his actions where he violated House rules related to sexual harassment in hostile workplaces.
Mhm.
What is it about the 11th district in North Carolina?
I don't know. It's just whatever.
Man.
Real quick before we get to the caller, our ham friends in the Ham Nation out there.
Ham Nation.
Ham Nation. Brian down in the borough, he reported it this morning, 75 degrees, 94% humidity, 29.66 inches of mercury. He said there was no wind. Nobody had any real wind this morning. It was very light, if you had anything. And he said he had 0.48 inches of water. Randy over in the Southwest had 75 degrees on his golf cart, 99% humidity, 29.95 inches of mercury. And he had 0.17 inches of rain. Ward down on Cedar Point, 76 degrees, 95% humidity, 30.04 inches of rain, 30.04 inches of mercury. I can't have it. And he had 0.32 inches of rain. We're getting some little rain, not a whole lot,
Yes,
but we get
little.
as long as it keeps it up overnight, that's great. Ken over in Onslow Bay is 77.2 degrees this morning, 89% humidity. Crew, Virginia, Michael up there reporting 73 degrees, 97% humidity, thick. And he said he had some thunder rolling into the time, 30.00 inches of mercury and 0.02 inches of rain. Maybe he's had more by now. Joe in the borough, 75 degrees, 99% humidity, 0.48, almost a half inch of rain, 29.95 inches of mercury. Richard over there in Maysville, near Maysville in Jones County, had 100% humidity, 75 degrees, 29.98 inches of mercury, and it was rising slowly. And he had 8-mile visibility, east-northeasterly winds, and very light. Lee here reported over in the Woodlands, 75 degrees, 96% humidity, 29.96 inches of mercury. And here at the studio, it's now 79. At the time, it was 75 about an hour and a half ago. And 99% humidity, still the same, 29.94 inches of mercury. And we also have had no wind. And we did have 0.11 inches of rain, a little over 1/10 of an inch since yesterday. All right, let's see. We still got Steve. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
Fine. Getting a little bit of rain that I don't have to water a garden with.
Yeah, I got a tiny bit, about a 1/4 inch. It kind of dodged around me most of the day yesterday. But the daggone, there's been enough rain to put disease all over my garden.
The
I'm out
bees?
here this morning. Yeah, the tomatoes have got blight coming up on the bottom.
No.
And and some of the cucumbers have got some, I don't know, man, powdery mildew or
Yeah, well, I've already
something
lost.
on them. Or,
I've already depleted my cucumber crop, so I've got a couple more growing. Just hopefully they'll be producing. I did my zucchini plants were, they came, they went, they did, and they're still. I put enough stuff on it and got through June and July, and supposedly the borers are never made it to that. That's the first year that I haven't been subjected to that. And zucchini or squash. The very first year ever. And this year, I got plenty of zucchini, gave it away. I had zucchini. Now that's gone. But now Lee, who had bought some zucchini plants or seeded them, I'm not sure which, she had
Seeded.
several extra ones.
Mhm.
And so she gave me 5, 3 lived. I got my first zucchini off one of them yesterday.
Very good.
Beautiful zucchini. So I'm looking forward to more zucchini. fresh,
Uh,
unblemished at the supermarket.
yeah. I've had some issues with those vine beetles. I put a squash plant out about 3 weeks ago. Got one squash off of it, and they tore it up.
Oh my!
They made one squash, but I went this morning to Red Ferns there in Cedar Point, and they got fresh seedlings out. So I got me some new cucumber plants,
Oh, really?
some new tomato plants, and I'm just going to snatch the ones that are ugly out and start a new crop.
I need
Still got plenty
to.
of time.
I grew this year. My wife bought one plant that she found at plant sales somewhere. I
Right.
think that was the one for earlier in the year when
At the farmer's
Carol
market.
in the farmer's market area. So
Mhm.
she got that, and it's a purple Cherokee purple plant. I have heard of them. People swear how great they taste. I'm gonna tell you what.
I'll be right
I have
back.
had a bunch of tomatoes off of it. Still got them coming slowly, but that is the sweetest. Goes on a hamburger. Oh, Steve, have you had them? Have you grown any?
Yeah, I grow them every year,
Do you?
and honestly, they're sweeter than I like. It's not my favorite tomato, but I grow them and give them away because everybody says the same thing. It's the best one they've ever tasted.
I don't like it on a tomato sandwich. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I do like it on my hamburgers. I do little
I haven't
sliders.
tried that. I'm gonna have to try that. But yeah, honestly, it is real sweet. But
Yes.
I like one with a little bit more tomato taste, a little more acidity.
Well, here's what I do on my burger. You ready? And my burgers are sliders. I don't do the big burgers anymore. I love the sliders. I make 2 sliders, and they're great. But I slice the tomato, and I cut it in half so I can take 1/2 of the tomato slice and put it on one of the burgers and one on the other burger, right? I usually eat 2 of them. So that works out well for me. Along with my Duke's mayonnaise, I put a little bit of, what's that fancy ketchup? I mean, not ketchup, but the mustard.
Dijon.
That's the one, Dijon. I got that as a honey Dijon mustard. I do just a little bit of that on the buns. And then on top of my mater, I put a, what is that tomato, that pickle that we can butter? Not butter, but it's something else.
Bread and butter.
Bread butter. It is bread butter. Bread and butter pickle. I put a slice of that on top of the tomato and smash it all together.
Ooh, you're making me hungry.
That is a good burger. I've got the, because the pickle and the tomato together. Oh, that's a recipe, son.
Yeah. But yeah, this year I ain't gonna struggle with them. I ain't gonna,
I'm about ready to
invest
on
all the
mine
money
now.
into sprays and everything else. I'm just gonna snatch them out, put some new ones in.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I told my wife next year, I think, with the size of my garden, I think I'm gonna plant half and just leave the other half until after July.
Until the
And plant
second
everything.
planting time.
Till the second
Well,
planting
that's
comes,
kind of what I did with that tomato plant because I didn't plant that right away. And of course, the zucchini that Lee gave me, they're on a bed that it had nothing in it. I prepped the bed. I just had saved it because I really didn't have anything I wanted to plant at that time.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Steve, my cucumbers came out so bitter tasting.
Bitter.
It was, I picked them all and I pulled it out, threw it away. I was like,
Did they have fully developed seeds in them?
they had seeds in them.
Okay, they did have seeds in them. 'Cause
Yes.
I was gonna say sometimes some cucumbers are bitter until they're ripe. But if you had seeds, it should have been, close enough to ripe. It shouldn't have been
Yes.
bitter.
I don't know if it was the soil or what. I really didn't do anything different than what I'd always done, but it's just been
Yeah,
another
sometimes
weird
it's-
season.
Sometimes it's a mystery.
Yes.
Yeah.
My dad
What
used
happens?
my dad loved hot pepper vinegar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he put cucumbers and he did that. You know what I do sometimes, and what I haven't done lately, but I've got it. I get that creamy dressing. What it's
Ranch or
no,
blue cheese or
it's liquidy otherwise. Oh God, my memory is gone. But anyway, I get that. You can get just the really thin, oily type.
mm-hmm.
And it's not
Like
$1,000.
Italian or something.
It's kind of like an Italian. I get that, and I'll cut up some cucumbers and some tomatoes, lay them out there on my plate, and I would just pour that dressing over it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh man, that's some
Yes.
salt, pepper. I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a big fan of cucumbers cut up in apple cider vinegar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what my dad
And this
my dad
year,
liked the hot pepper.
this year I started putting just a little bit of zesty Italian sauce on them
Yes.
before I poured the vinegar on,
Uh-huh.
and it made a really, really good flavor there, where it still had the strong vinegar
Mm-hmm.
kind of taste to it, but it had that zesty Italian to it as well.
Yeah. The
it's
zesty
really good.
Italian is what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I tried to do it with just the zesty Italian, and it was good, but it didn't have my favorite vinegar flavor to it. You know,
Yeah,
I'm a creature of habit.
I carried some shrimp that when I went up to the outer Ocracoke to stay a couple of days, years and years ago, because I could do some winter fishing. And I went up there
That's
and had a
fun.
big old Jeep at the time and drove out on the beach. And I didn't carry any cooking gear except my normal complement at that time was my canteen, a canteen cup, and a Sterno single burner. What it is a folding thing for hikers that you can buy it and buy cans of Sterno, slip it in there, and it has windbreak all the way around when you open it up. And I had my canteen cup there. I peeled the shrimp that I had steamed earlier. I put those in the dressing. I got the dressing on, got it hot. Then I put the shrimp in there, let them sit there for a minute, turn the heat off, and let them soak up that stuff. That was a wonderful meal sitting out there on the beach. I don't know if it's any good anywhere else, but on the beach it was great. Everything's great on the beach or on the boat.
Yep.
So.
I tell you, I love ice cold cucumber when it's hot outside.
I do too.
Just with nothing on it, but just a little bit of salt.
I take it and slice it in lengths, and I'll salt it because I put it in quarter lengths. Cut it in a quarter. That way I can take it up and have something to hold on to and eat it that way. And I get salt all the way around it that way instead of just on one side.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on?
I was going to say on a different note, I heard you talking about the Todd Blanche, and he had put in writing that that farm was dead and all that stuff. Came across some interesting reporting, and I don't know how this is going to play into this, or if it even will. But it turns out the agreement that was originally made, that was signed by the Justice Department and the Trumps, it says right in that agreement that if they amend that agreement, that it has to be signed by all parties involved. And what Todd Blanche gave was only signed by Todd Blanche. So everybody's raising the question, was that a farce? Because it clearly says in the original agreement that they all have to sign it if they change it.
I don't know whether it's a farce. To me, I would think that lawyers build in loopholes to everything that lawyers do. I don't think there's going to be any difference in this than in any other document that lawyers propose. And they do it in Congress, they do it in the State House, they do it everywhere. Right. So, yeah, they build in loopholes.
Well, and that's what I say. I don't know how that's going to play out, but it has the appearance that what he provided them was not exactly what he presented it to be.
Here's the thing that they will have to deal with if it ever has to be argued in a court. What was the intent of this amendment? That they will argue intent. Intent carries a whole lot of weight, and the intent will be decided by a group of people. They are known as judges, and it'll go a 5-4 split. Whatever it is.
Well, they had some of the interviews that Todd Blanche had done during his confirmation hearing, when he gave them a verbal assurance that the farm was dead. They questioned that very part of the agreement that, hey, it says here that you have to have that in writing signed by all the parties for that to be legitimate.
Now,
otherwise, Trump could come back and sue the government. And he agreed at that time that, that the Trump lawyers could come back and sue and say they breached contract because Trump had not, signed any agreement.
And they can do that.
Changing that.
They can do that at any time. Even if he signs, he can go back just like Kohlberger, who pleaded guilty to murder.
Right.
So I really, you don't want a new trial. Give me a break.
Well, yeah, but if he hadn't signed it, that gives the appearance of a clear path
Mm-hmm.
to come back again. You know, so I know you can always file a suit. We've seen that, for almost anything.
It's called delay, and delay.
Right.
Tactics, and then the longer it's delayed, the more opportunity it is to let's make a deal. Come on down.
Right. Well, I guess the takeaway is that just because they said it's dead, don't mean it's dead. Just because he gave it to them in writing, don't mean that's going to stick.
What we call the people like me, and there's a few, unfortunately, just like me, we call it a ploy.
Yeah. I tell you, the whole thing is just crazy to me because, I mean, if somebody in the government leaked Trump's tax returns, why isn't he suing that person? Why is it the taxpayers have to have $2 billion stripped from us to pay him back for something his people did?
Uh-huh.
That's the part I don't get. Why is the American taxpayer on the hook for paying this bill? Why is it not that one person that did it?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, as we all know, as was explained to me by the owners of a TV station or group, don't worry about when if you got a driver that's involved in a wreck. For God's sakes, make sure that he's clean completely, because they don't go after the driver when the criminal charges. Forget about it. They're going, probably non-existent in the first place in most wrecks. But the other people will sue, and who are they going to sue? Deep pockets. They don't care about my photographer making nothing per year driving the vehicle. They're not going to get nothing from him. They're going to sue the corporation.
I kind of get that, but what the implication there is that you go after the corporation because they were negligent in allowing that to happen. Who's the person who was negligent in allowing this to happen? Was it the taxpayers?
Who did he work for?
Or was it the person who was at the top of the administration at that time?
Who did this individual work for?
Well, that's
tax
you can kind of
program.
split hairs on that. You could say the United States, but there's also some managerial people in between us and them.
Absolutely.
So how did they get skipped over?
And they're all the whole as a group. The corporation will be the one responsible or held responsible. I mean, they're not going to sue somebody that can't pay them.
That road kind of leads back to the person who's suing, and that was the whole thing that the courts were saying in itself, is that if you follow that path back to the top, you got the person who filed the suit.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can't sue yourself. You can't be on both sides of that. That was kind of the whole conundrum they were facing.
That's what they can try to say
when they went to court.
That's what they try to say. Yep.
That's why they tried to settle.
All right, we got some more to get on here. So if you're planning to go down to Cuba, you need to listen up. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So that means I'm clear to leave then.
All right. Just listen up. Anyone want to slip on down to Cuba for some great sunshine, lush forests, and more vintage cars that are still on the streets than anywhere else in the world? Cool. That's good. Really. That's not a good description of what's waiting for you, though. During the last few weeks, the island nation's power grid has once again failed them. I think it's the sixth time this year, the third time in July. Now there is zero commercial electrical service on the island. No power, no air conditioning. If you have reservations or online travel airline tickets, you might want to make some changes. The locals may be able to survive. Weak Americans as we are will wither and die in daily 100 plus degree temperatures. Americans cannot just willy-nilly visit Cuba in the first place. There is a
I
list.
want to go.
There is a list that allows some folks to get there. Did you know that?
I don't want to go.
Well, a lot of people who've wanted to go over the years, they go up to Canada. Canada their airlines can fly into Cuba. Cuba allows it. They let travelers come from Canada. They don't care if you're an American. They'll let you come on down. But no U.S. airline can fly into Cuba. So therefore, we can't get there, generally speaking. However, the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control says Americans may travel to Cuba for purposes including family visits, journalism, education, religious activities, humanitarian projects, and support for the Cuban people. I knew three doctors who used to go to Cuba periodically to help children, to actually treat children there while they were there.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot of sophisticated medical processes in Cuba. The doctors there don't do it. Of course, with the U.S. and its 99-year lease, we still have access to Guantanamo Bay, not civilians, but the military, a U.S. naval installation. It's been there. I've been there several times. Never exactly got into the interior, sort of. No real need to. Maybe just a little bit of a desire. And Fidel was still kicking when I visited the last time. Did not really trust him knowing that I was there or anything else. I didn't want him to have control. There was something cool about seeing from a distance Castro's bunker that overlooked the harbor. He had a bunker overhead, kind of like a cave type bunker.
Mm-hmm.
So on a little hill overlooking Guantanamo Bay and the harbor there. I forgot the name of that harbor. I got some pictures of it there. And a number of all-American cars that were kept running by shade tree mechanics. They cannibalized their cars. When one wore out to the point that it couldn't do anything else, fenders falling off, tires won't, they will take the parts that are still running and keep the other cars running.
Well,
That was amazing to see those old cars there on the streets.
yes.
It looked like you dropped back to the 1950s. Wow.
Well, I have no desire to want to go to Cuba.
I do, because I would just love to get there. I'd love to get there as a civilian to be able to go on the south side of Cuba.
Right.
Because they've got some diving there, I understand from divers who have been, that is world class and has been basically untouched.
One of our listeners said they watch a travel YouTuber called Sabbatical, and he's now in Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of you interested in that, Sabbatical. Yesterday we were talking about the wildfires in Spokane,
Yep.
Washington. There was over 600 structures destroyed. Well, remember we were talking about how it was kind of strange how fire here, fire over there,
Yep.
fire here. Well, authorities in Spokane County, Washington arrested a man
Okay.
on Monday who is suspected of starting one of the three fires that forced more than 65,000 people to evacuate
Buddy,
over the weekend.
you're gone.
Aaron
Somebody.
Farinacci, 37, was charged with one count of first-degree arson. And they said fire investigators reported that the Old Trails fire appeared to be intentionally set by using a match or a butane lighter to ignite the grass. The blaze was one of three, along with the Autumn Lane and Fairview fires that ravaged parts of Spokane. Mr. Farinacci was carrying waterproof matches and a butane lighter when he was arrested.
You're dumb, dude.
The resident told police that he had seen a man bending down in some grass near the West Euclid Road and North Old Trails Road in the suburbs north of Spokane, near the ignition site. At that point, the male stood up and looked very nervous, according to our citizen witnesses. The witness returned home, he added, and soon after saw smoke coming from the area.
There's your clue.
He was arrested. He was, arrested. Now they're saying it was over 700 buildings destroyed, but he was arrested and charged
Good.
after an investigation. So, yeah,
Well, he needs to go to jail if he's guilty.
he needs to stay in jail right
If he's
now.
guilty, right now he needs to stay in
Let
jail.
me see. According to court records from Maricopa County, Arizona, Mr. Farinacci pleaded guilty to the manslaughter and aggravated assault in 2012 after initially being charged with first-degree murder and the death of his father.
Really?
Why is he out on the
Well, he's served his time.
for killing his father? He's out already? That's less than 15 years.
Yes,
That's
it
what.
happens.
Well, it said he was charged with it. It didn't say whether he was found guilty or not. But they said capturing this man was the work of vigilant citizens who probably had cameras.
Would be nice.
Yeah, you never know.
White House COVID-19 response coordinator, Dr. Ashish Jha, I don't know, Jha, whatever. He was in a Sunday interview on CNN that he believes and has always believed that COVID-19 was likely caused by a lab leak in China.
Here we go.
All along, he said he believed COVID-19 originated from a lab leak at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. We've heard this before. But he stuck with the White House narrative at the time that it was likely a natural occurrence. During the height of the pandemic, at the insistence of the administration, anyone posting their opinion contradictory to the official determination coming from Washington that in any way blamed the mess on China was censored. That means the comments were removed and a warning came down that violating the social media doctrine, quoting the administration, could get you sent to Facebook jail. I had 2 warnings during that time and 1 very short jail sentence.
You did?
Yes, we had it here.
I don't remember
Yep,
that.
I did. Happened over a weekend. That was it.
Yeah.
But we were on radio too. But
Right.
we had we hinted, we didn't hint, we said, sources said, but the narrative coming from the White House, nope. It did not happen at the Wuhan lab. Yes, it did. Our information.
That's my understanding that it did.
Our sources were intelligence people, not intelligent people, intelligence people. We had people working, were paid, and verified it. So it did happen.
All I can say, we're past it. It's over. Now
Yeah.
we have exploding diarrhea. So let's just deal with that. Oh, that's right. I need to put donuts on my grocery
Yeah,
list.
the Department of Justice is going after naturalized citizens now, those who have been naturalized,
Oh, right.
who have committed fraud,
Eh,
felonies including attempted murder and child sexual abuse to identity theft.
What?
If you come into this country and you get naturalized, even as to a citizenship, they can still kick you out. They can remove it. Did you know that?
But once you've crossed over and become a citizen of the United States,
They've crossed over, but
and
if
you have the paperwork, how can they do
if
that?
you lied to get that paperwork,
To get it? Well, sure. Okay, I understand that.
if you lied to
Right.
get it,
That's fraud.
it is fraud.
Boom, you're gone.
And they were lying about felonies that they had done in other countries or wherever it was. 24 are in the sights of justice right now, and others are likely to be added. The government will attempt to revoke their citizenship. The interim AG said the ones the department is going after are those who lied or committed fraud or concealed their criminal backgrounds to go after citizenship. In some cases, it's likely that DOJ has finally responded to complaints they've received about marriages for the sole purpose of getting citizenship for foreigners, that's also fraud. The first of 25 are from a total of 17 different countries. I was familiar with one of those. I don't know that it was fraud.
Right.
Guy worked first when I had part interest in a photo company right in Wilmington,
Right.
and he worked in the lab. He was not a photographer. He was on the side. He enjoyed it, but he was a lab guy. He processed and printed pictures for us. Those days you didn't have computers doing it,
Right.
and he did it all. Custom prints, lots of prints. And he had gone to Japan when he was much younger, and had met a girl, and they had a relationship in Japan for a while till he left to come back here, and then he started processing to get her over. Came here, they had to go to Charlotte for an interview before they would allow them to get married. They jumped through hoops. They were separated. They were both given tests. The border people, the protection people, asked them individually the same questions to see if they
Right.
came up with the same answers. He had to study. He had to remember. She had to study U.S. what we do here before they would even grant them temporary citizenship, and then they got married. Are they still married? I don't know. But if she had come over here and it was nothing but an attempt to get citizenship and then to get divorced and move their separate ways, there were women and there were men paying folks in the United States to marry them so they could become citizens. And that's fraud. Most of them got stopped before it was actually committed, before they got married.
Right.
But for others, nope. Happened a lot during Vietnam and during any war and after any war. You know that, right?
Right.
Yeah. That happens a whole bunch.
Well, I have something to skip over everything, and it's
Okay, good.
something that's out of left field here. Yesterday at the county commissioner meeting, they were voting on rezoning a property. It was a store, then an old building that was already there, and it was I think zone residential agriculture, and they wanted it to change the zoning to business because the actual owner of what used to be a store there has gone in and he's updated and upgraded and everything, and he wanted to be able to open up a little convenience store there that's going to be run by another person whose name there's no way I can pronounce. But the convenience store,
Rates convenience store?
the convenience store, it will be a convenience store / vape.
That's what I thought.
Where there was a lot of discussion amongst the county commissioners about it. They, and you know how most all of them feel about vape stores. And I would say all of them felt the same way about it. But there was discussion over, because there is not a specific ordinance in Onslow County where Onslow County governs, where it's not a standalone ordinance specifically regulating vape stores. They did come out with a thing. I think it was the city did and the county did too. Can't be within certain areas of a school.
Yep.
And it can't be within certain distance of another vape store or whatever. But they ended up voting that down.
Good.
Because, I think they have a workshop coming up very soon where they're going to discuss ordinances over vape stores.
Good.
But let me ask you this, Rayford.
Shoot.
All right. I'm trying to look at both sides of it here. First of all, I don't think we need any more vape stores. Okay. Second of all,
I don't think
do we
need more
have
car
the right?
dealers.
Yeah. Do we have the right to tell a convenience store owner who wants to open up a convenience store that he can't do it if he's got vape products in there? Because there's no ordinance regulating that right now. I'm glad I don't have to make these votes.
You're supposed to vote not for your personal opinion. You're supposed to vote for the good of the people. Whether that's the convenience store, to be, the store to
Right.
be owners or
Right.
whatever. If you've got some stipulations about what convenience stores can sell,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe, could be.
Well, it was a split vote.
I mean, well, let's just look. They can sell beer and wine,
Right,
right?
right.
Okay. Can they
Probably cigarettes too.
cigarette? Can they sell CBD oil? Likely, because I see it. I've
Right.
seen it at a lot of convenience stores.
Right.
Vape. Is there any difference between that and cigarettes?
Not really. I would not think so.
Mm-hmm.
Still affects your lungs.
Well, they're not there to judge about what the product does. If they
Right.
did, they would not allow any soft drinks to be sold.
Right.
They-
Well,
they can
I'm sitting there thinking, I can understand not wanting another. What if it turned out to be strictly a vape store, but supposedly
What
it
difference
was supposed
does
to be a
make?
convenience store
Mm.
with vape products,
Mhm.
and that the majority voted it down. I don't know what the number was, which, I was like, oh, okay. And there was one commissioner in particular who said, I don't think we have the right to tell somebody what they can put in their store, within reason.
If it's a legal product,
Right, if it's legal, right. And I see both sides of it. I'm glad I did not. I don't.
do you think they should be able to sell rolling papers? They sell tobacco products. How about
People use roll.
top papers? Remember old top papers?
I-
Rolling papers?
I remember my mama used to roll their
Yeah,
cigarettes.
there was a lot of people
Yeah.
that did.
Yeah, so they can still sell it.
Does
I guess.
everybody else do it? Well,
I don't know.
could you even buy that? Who was that? Prince Albert of a can?
Yeah, you can buy those at any convenience store.
Can you?
Yes, right along the ones that sell cigarette tobacco products.
Okay, I'm just
My
asking.
mama and daddy used to have a machine that you put the paper in,
Oh, really?
sprinkle the tobacco, and hit this little lever, and it came out rolled up.
I had a great uncle. He would do it,
remember
and
that.
he would do it with one hand roll it
Yes.
himself.
Yep, and I saw Dad do that a lot
Oh,
too
God.
when he smoked. Here's a Jacksonville man is facing multiple charges after authorities say he operated in the illegal video gaming machine in one of these vape shops, and it was at Area 51 Tobacco and Vape. He was arrested for it.
Was
Yeah.
that like a gambling machine?
Yep, it was. He's charged with gambling, operating, and possessing a
Did-
slot machine,
did,
manufacturing or selling a slot machine, and operating a
Did-
video
did
gaming machine.
Did ALE get him? Or?
The ALE got him. That's right. It
That
was.
used to be a big deal. Right?
Oh yeah.
ALE has got more power.
Yes, it was ALE.
ALE and wildlife are
Right,
two of the
right.
most powerful cops in the state.
Right.
Okay, tomorrow we've got Dr. Rose, of course, 7:30.
Yes.
Then we're going to have
Peter
our
for the
friend
monthly.
Peter,
Right.
And I forgot the stuff that I've
Mhm.
been saving up for him. Main thing is, I'll remember it in a minute. I'll write it down.
Okay,
we'll
I
just-
talked to a woman yesterday that's very upset with her insurance company because she's got dry eye syndrome,
Oh yeah.
and her insurance, and she said it was Blue Cross.
Yeah.
She said would not approve medication for dry eye syndrome. And I'm like, why?
You just get some tears, drops over the counter stuff.
Yes, that's what I would do, right? Some refresh. Whitney, are you listening? Refresh.
Okay, we will see you tomorrow morning.
Yes.
I want you to have a great rest of your day. And for our friends out there, Alexa, say good night, Gracie.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
She's
You're live and local, real talk.
she's a girl.
Yeah, she's a girl.
Yes, she is. Okay.
She might be a BAM.
All right, be careful out on the roads today. We have weather.
And nobody called in to tell me what a BAM is.
Oh no,
I'm going to tell you.
I'm
As soon as
gonna.
the mic goes off, I'm going to
Okay.
tell you. You're live and local, real talk, where we're awake, not woke. And it's barely that I'm awake. I took an iron pill.
I know my back is
Yeah.
hurting.
All right, we'll see you in the morning. Bye, y'all. Be safe. It's raining again here. I've